What up, what up? It's Ace.G. Back with another topic, back with another video. So the title of this video is going to be things that women don't know about men. So we're going to talk about it. So admin notes. Thanks again to all the subscribers that have subscribed to my channel. I endeavor to keep pushing videos out to give you leverage to better sales. So let's get into it. So things that women don't know about men. So I'm pretty sure that somebody can go on Google and search all these things. It's common knowledge on the internet, but I think a lot of times when it comes to relationships, whether it be, you have a guy friend, I'm talking to women, I'm saying you have a guy friend, you have a husband, you have somebody that, that you're really close to that's a male, and you'll look at things through your eyes and through your feelings, and you won't take into account how the man processes things, right? And you're sitting here like, why am I not getting the reaction that I want? Well, you're not going to get it because men don't think like women. Men don't react to things like women do. They don't. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes with some women, not all, but I think with some women it's more a combination of they don't care, and they truly don't want to care. They don't want to learn about it. You know what I'm saying? Men have to figure out women all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to be able to analyze women and kind of move in their spaces, whatever, to get to them, and to be friends with them, date them, court them, all these things. But it seems a lot of times women have a low effort when it comes to trying to figure out men. I'm not exactly sure why it is, but it is what it is. I mean, it's human nature. But just understand this before I get into this topic. Women hold the key to relationships, but men hold the keys to marriage. So it's a give and take, you know what I'm saying? Like, women have all the power when it comes to who they're going to date, who they're going to let court them, all these things, right? But a woman is not going to be able to strong arm a man to marriage. You know what I'm saying? You may be able to trick him into marriage and lie to him, or to coerce him in marriage or whatever, but you're not going to be able to literally stronghold a man into marriage. And the traditional way of marriage is you don't get on one knee and give a ring. The man does that. You know what I'm saying? So if you are seeking marriage, this is a caveat to the video. If you're seeking marriage from a man, or maybe somebody you are dating right now, then you might want to try to figure out how he processes things. You know what I'm saying? It'll make life a whole lot easier. And I'm telling you, once you're able to navigate things and see things, not necessarily through his eyes, but to be, at the very least, understand it and know what he's going through, you're going to be golden. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how much of nerves that you get on his, he will forego all of that if you understand him. Men won't understand it, man. We won't understand it. We want peace too, but we want understanding. We crave that from our women. We do, man. But it's like I said, it's plenty of things that that women don't know about men. Like as far as we need physical touch. Not being intimate is a bad thing. And I know it's going to be some caveats to that when it comes to women. I'm saying I may have to get into that particular topic in another video, because I know it's going to be some women up here. Like if I talk about that, but with that perspective, I know it's going to be 100 different ways that women are going to push back and say, well, it's because of this, because of that. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things I want to talk about real quick when it comes to what women don't know about men is identity. And actually, I may reword and rename this video when it comes to that, but I'm gonna leave it the way it is right now for the time being. If it changed, then you'll see it in real time. But identity can mean almost everything to men. I'm telling you, man, it can mean almost anything or everything to men. Identity is how we move around in every space that we're in. Have you been in a situation where you've been in a huge area, right? Let's say you're in a coliseum or you're in an auditorium, even a cafeteria, you know what I'm saying? And a guy comes through that area, and it's like all eyes focus on that particular person. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows who he is, or at the very least, if you don't know who he is, he has an aura around him that it makes you gravitate towards him. That's identity. You know what I'm saying? Like some men They just have that swag. They have that energy that draws people to them. And not all men have this, but the men that do have that hold a lot of power, man. They hold a lot of power, and it's a part of the identity. So when you see men that have that type of presence in folks' spaces and they lose it, it's a horrible thing, man. It's a horrible thing. Now I know a lot of times guys do things stupid, and they make themselves lose it based off of their actions. So I totally get that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure there've been situations where folks have had that particular presence in folks' lives, and they lose it for whatever reason. It may not be their fault, and folks be crashing out, like real talk. One of the things that we've been seeing frequently within the last year is folks losing jobs, right? And I'm telling you, there are a lot of guys out there that hold their identity inside of their job. Lawyers, doctors, IT people like myself, policemen, firemen, all these things, right? When men have jobs like that, I'm not saying all men do this, but a lot of men that have jobs like that, or even whatever job they have, you know what I'm saying? Anything that holds some type of prestige, a lot of men hold identity when it comes to those particular jobs they have. So when they lose it, it's a serious problem, man. You know what I'm saying? When these folks lost these jobs, they were paying them 200 grand, 300 grand. Their identity was lost. Because if I don't get up and go to work to this job and do the things that I may not even like doing it, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is that was my identity. That's how I made money. That's how I took care of my family. So when somebody came into the space, right, and tapped me on the shoulder and be like, hey, I'm sorry, we downsized. You gotta go. You gotta pack your stuff up and get up right now. You know what I'm saying? After working there for 10 plus years, 20 plus years. Man, I'm telling you, it's crazy. I know when I got furloughed, I never held my identity to a job. I really haven't. The only time I think I even got close to that was when I retired from the Army. Because I would say about the first 6 months, it was, I'm not gonna say it was rough mentally as far as like I wanted to be back in uniform. Trust me, man. By the time I was about to retire, I was ready to retire, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't that I was sick of the Army, is that I had so many injuries, and the rat race was getting very tiresome. My wife had just had our third child, and I had missed all these childhood events with my first two kids, my boys, right? So when we had our daughter, man, I was like, man, I can't do this for a third time. I cannot be away from my kids for a third time and miss their first word. When they first start walking, when they first start talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to do that with my daughter, man. You know what I'm saying? So I retired during the right time. So I was mentally prepared to do it, to retire. But I was in the Army for 20 years, y'all. 20 years, 11 days, and some odd hours, some odd minutes, some odd seconds, right? And, for 20 years, I got up every single day, damn near, you know what I'm saying? That's, even weekends, you know what I'm saying, sometimes, depending on what kind of job I had, where I was stationed at, and if I was deployed or not. I damn near woke up every single day with dog tags around my neck. I think I wore them dog tags for over 10 years, you know what I'm saying? I had them for 20, but it was one time in my career where I would take my dog tags off as soon as I got in the house, you know what I'm saying? But for 10 straight years, 10 plus years, I would take them off during the shower, and I may take them off when I slept, but for the most part, 90% of the time, the dog tags stayed in my neck, man. They did. And I woke up to shining boots back in the day when we had to shine boots, or I'm Velcroing my uniform when we got into Velcro uniforms and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my life. The military is not a job, man. It's a lifestyle. It is a freaking lifestyle, I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a joke, man. Folks that have never been in the military, you will never understand how it is to be a service member. You'll never understand. You know what I'm saying? I could tell you, I could try to explain it to you, but you will never, ever, ever have that feeling, and you will never understand how it really, really, truly feels, and what it's like to be a service member. So when you see, service members that are retired, or service members that unfortunately got put out, or some that got what's called chapped it out, like maybe they hurt themselves and they got medically retired, or it might have been a female soldier that wound up getting pregnant, and and she decided that she wanted to take the route to get out the military during that time. It's all kind of ways to get out the military, the legal way. But you have some folks that do that, and it's a serious regret, because they identify with that particular thing. They identify with the military. They identify with that job, with that lifestyle. You know, so when if you're dating or is married to a guy that have lost their identity, you have to really be careful. How you approach that situation with him. I'm not saying that the guy get violent. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, like, that is a very critical part in that man's life. It really is. He's in a very vulnerable state, and he feels like he's nothing. For most men, I'm saying, they lose their identity like that. They feel like they're nothing, and they feel like, things are just not good with them. So these guys, but I'm telling you, man, just bottom line is, learn your man, learn your husband, learn your boyfriend, and just have some understanding when it comes to how he identifies with things and how he navigates life. Because once you do that, I promise your relationship will go to the roof. It will. So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Now catch y'all next video. Say so, G. Signing out. I'm gone.